Strike strategy. Where conflicts meet strategy. Let's talk about the open feint strategy. A feint is a tactical maneuver or action in which someone pretends to make a move or take an action with the intention of misleading an opponent, diverting their attention, or creating a false impression. Feints are commonly used in various contexts, including warfare, sports, and strategy games, to gain an advantage by causing the opponent to react in a way that benefits the feinting party. In sports, a feint can be a deceptive movement used to confuse an opponent and create space for more movements. In military terms, a feint might involve creating a diversion or a false attack to draw focus away from the main target or objective. Feints are also used in games like chess, where a player may make a move to threaten one of the opponent's pieces, only to follow with a different, more favorable move. Overall, feints rely on psychology, misdirection, and surprise to be successful. Some commonly asked questions are when to use the strategy of an open feint. And the answer is that it's used in various contexts, as in those mentioned prior. The primary objectives of a feint are typically to allow for the following actions. Feints are often used to create a temporary opening in an opponent's defenses. By making the opponent believe that a certain action or attack is imminent, the feinter can prompt a defensive reaction that leaves them vulnerable elsewhere. Feints can also aid in gaining the advantage. A successful feint can provide the performer a positional, psychological, or tactical advantage. This might enable them to launch an attack, counter the opponent's moves, or seize control of a situation. And they are useful for misdirecting attention. Feints are good at drawing attention away from the true objective or target. By making the opponent focus on the feinted action, the feinter can execute a different action, leaving the op unprepared. Feints are often used to force a reaction. Feints aim to provoke a reaction from the opponent. The reaction might be defensive, offensive, or both. By predicting and capitalizing on the opponent's reaction, the feinter gains an upper hand. Feinting is also used to gather information. Feints can be used to gauge the opponent's responses, tactics, and weaknesses. The feinter observes how the opponent reacts and adapts their strategy accordingly. And, finally, feinting is used to create doubt. A successful feint can introduce doubt and uncertainty into the opponent's decision-making process. This can lead to hesitation, mistakes, or a loss of confidence on the opponent's part. The main goal of a feint is to benefit the feinter by influencing the opponent's behavior, perceptions, or expectations. Whether in a competitive game or a tactical move, the objective is to gain the edge by using misdirection and surprise. So, where in history or business have we seen this strategy used? Let's look at when it's been used historically in a military setting. The open feint has been utilized extensively in several military operations. And a few examples are: the Hastings Battle, 1066. William the Conqueror's men used a feinted withdrawal to lure some of the Anglo-Saxon army away from their defensive position. They were able to disrupt the Saxon formation as a result, winning the battle. Battle of Agincourt, 1415. English army tricked the French into attacking them during the 100 Years' War by using geography, a ruse, and disguising their might. The English blocked the bigger French army's movement by occupying a small, muddy field. Operation Fortitude. The Allies began a huge ruse months before the D-Day, creating a fake army, equipment, and signals to convince the Germans the main invasion would occur in a different spot. The feint was successful. Now, let's look at feints in the business context, in which feints often fall under the umbrella of competitive intelligence, market testing, or marketing strategies. Here are a few examples. Product teasers and pre-announcements. Companies release vague or intriguing info to pique interest before revealing the product. This tactic is a form of a mock movement as it creates a sense of anticipation without revealing the full details. There is also competitive deception. Businesses may purposefully leak false info about future plans, products, or tactics to mislead competitors. They can use this to confuse rivals and influence them to make decisions based on false assumptions. New market entry is another feint. Companies may use a soft launch or pilot program to test the waters of a new market. This allows them to gather insights without committing all of their resources to the market until they have a better grasp of it. These examples show how businesses use mock attacks or movements to gather intelligence, test strategies, create anticipation, and gain insights into market dynamics and competitor behaviors. These plans use misdirection to gain a tactical advantage. So why feint? In essence, it's to mask the real goal with a fake goal until the aims are achieved. It's done by openly pointing west, when your goal is actually in the east. The ramifications of using feints may vary. Feints entail deceit and misdirection, and their appropriateness relies on a variety of factors, such as intent, potential harm, and rules or norms of the specific situation. Some views to consider are: sports and games. Feinting is frequently seen as a valid tactic in games and sports. It is expected of players to outsmart rivals and gain an advantage while still following the rules. It's usually understood as a part of sports' competitive nature. Feints are often used as strategy to mislead and confuse the enemy. While using tactics to gain an advantage in war is expected, morality when lying can be complex. Feints are usually seen as ethically justifiable in the context of reducing deaths. Using feints to gain an advantage is a common tactic in business and negotiation. Yet, the ethics of lying is debatable. While giving false info or deceiving clients is seen as unethical, keeping trade secrets or sensitive info is seen as ethical. Unlike in business, in personal relationships, using feints to deceive is morally questionable. Being open and honest is generally considered more ethical in personal interactions, and using deception can damage trust and cause emotional harm. The morality of feinting depends on the situation. It's a must to weigh the effects of lying and whether the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Navigating the ethics of using feints needs open dialogue, fairness, and respect for varying viewpoints. Stay connected and receive new strategies. Subscribe to this channel to be notified when new videos are posted. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up.